Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Loren Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. I wish I had more rhythm. I probably could have been a pretty darn good drummer, but I don't. I'm the first to admit it. When it comes to freestyle dancing, I can get in there and chop it up, but not those line dances. My family, when we have reunions and things, and they're doing all the, where they line up and to the front, sit down, Uncle Carlton. It's not unusual. Yes, that's what they call me. But you know what? I have enough rhythm to know that I am right in the pocket today. Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, and it feels exactly as it should be. Why? Because you and I are here, which enacts one of the greatest promises available, where two or more comes together. Something amazing is about to happen. Can I get an amen? And today is no different. I'm not afraid. I'll kick it off. There's one. Amen. Amen. Listen, welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Loren, and I'm feeling pretty good today. Today, guess who's here? I've been holding it up almost every day for this week. It was a week ago tomorrow that I started the detox/cleansing process of this program, where I am bound and determined at the age of 62 to reverse a lot of things. Now, the last time I did something like this, you guys remember here, I have it over here, was 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago. Same starting weight, 198 pounds, and in about 9 weeks, got to this. So I was like, I wonder what my body is like now, 10 years later. I already know some of the things because I have a percussion section, speaking of drumming, when I get out of bed usually, and I start walking across the floor to head to the bathroom where every bone in both feet is snapping and popping. Anybody relate to that? Joint pain, inflammation, brain fog. Need I go on? So I was like, okay, I want to try to do something a little bit different. And then came Jane. Ooh, and that sounds like a song. And then came Jane. Nothing was the same. Okay, then came Jane, you guys. And I don't even remember how we got together. Was it? I don't know if she came to come on the show. Anyway, divinely, we met. And I ordered the book. I met with her. And today is, like I said, not even a full week. And last week, this time, I was 198.6. which means I was really close to 199, but I was 198.6. And this morning I got on the scale for the second time. Okay. And today I was at 186.1. I know I keep having to do the math because I'm like, that can't be right. 198, 180. Yes. Over 10 pounds. Well, we're going to get her in here. So anyway, it's working. It's working. And I have been putting everything and will continue for the entire duration of this journey. Even the aftercare, when I'm maintaining, I may not do it every day. Here's my lunch, breakfast, and dinner, but I'm going to keep you in the loop because I want you, when one wins, that's right. We all win. Okay, I want to just clear it up in case we have some visitors here. 411 of you. What's the 411? There it is. We're going to give you the 411. 411 of you. Bless somebody right now. Do it. Do it. It's free. It is free. It is harmless. I want you to share the broadcast out. Trust me. Everybody you know, if they're 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds or more overweight, if you don't have that energy, if you want to live longer, if you want to be happier, if you want your skin to glow, shameless plug. If you want your skin to glow and you want your spirit to glow even brighter, then get in here. Get them in here. Share the broadcast out, won't you? You're going to hear some things today. I'm proof. So listen, she's never been here, but I'm glad she's here. And she's going to come back because at the end of this, we're going to bring her back to recap everything. Put some hearts on the screen, won't you please? It's our virtual way of saying welcome. Here she comes, coming down the hallway. Oh, my Lord. She's dragging a bag of health food with her. Here comes Jane. Well, look who it is.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. And I'm so happy to hear of your amazing success in such a short period of time.
Not even a week.
I know, it's incredible. And I told you this was going to happen too, didn't I?
You did. You did. And before we officially get started, matter of fact, let me blow up the screen and get you in tight, because I'm gonna need all your help out there too, you guys. 578. Let's hit 1,000. Hey, you guys, what was our record a week ago today? We're going to try to break the record. No, we're going to break the record from last week today. Phone a friend, get them in here. Now, let's bow our heads. I need bow our heads for a silent prayer, because I need to ask God for forgiveness for some of the horrible things I said and thought about you over the last 6 days, Jane. I called you some things that no child of God should be called, especially on that morning when I had 3 sprigs of broccoli. I was like, you know what? She's lucky I don't have her address, because I would be on a plane.
I could feel the vibe coming through you for sure.
But it didn't last long.
It's okay. I got over it really quickly.
Well, I want to talk about that too. It was amazing how that's why, we're going to get all into it, but I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing. One of the things, my takeaway so far, you guys, is how, like, when I look at something, how it's my mind that doesn't understand what I'm looking at. But as soon as I put it in my body, everybody gets to work and they start sending things where they need to go. And all of a sudden, I'm full, I'm satiated, I feel complete. Just all these different things. So we're going to, first of all, I want to dip out for a second and let you have up to 60 seconds. And I'm sure you can feel it.
Okay.
And just tell people how you got to this place, how you got to this book, what this program is, because she's officially my coach in this. And then I'll come back in. I got some pictures all the way from the very beginning when the box came and shopping for the food and all of it. Okay. All right, okay. Jane, give them your full name, where you're at in the world, and take it away.
Okay. My name is Jane Durst-Pulkys, and I live in Toronto, Canada, and I am one of Canada's top metabolic balance coaches. I found Metabolic Balance in the year 2013. This program comes from Germany. It was created by a doctor by the name of Dr. Wolf Funfack. It currently is in 45 countries around the world. I have coached over 1,400 clients to reach their goal, to reduce inflammation, to balance out their hormones, to help them to lose weight and to keep it off forever. As I was going through this entire process, I realized that people had so many questions, and I was just wanted to answer them all. So I decided to write a book called The Metabolic Balance Kitchen. It came out on December the 10th. It reached the top of the seller list in the first week for metabolism and endocrinology. I am so excited for this book, because we want this book to be globally written or globally read. It is a program that is really changing the lives of people. Every single program is customized and individualized for your body chemistry. So everybody does a full blood panel at the lab, and then they fill out a personal profile. And the program is designed to lower your inflammation, as I said, to balance out your hormones, to help you to lose weight. And it does it because it helps to change the way insulin works in your body. Now, insulin is one of those things that we need to manage, and Metabolic Balance does that by giving you a plan that has a high biological valued food, low glycemic index, and you get exactly the foods that you need for your body. So if you have asthma or arthritis or psoriasis, or you have lupus, or you have any of these diseases, every single food that's chosen for you is based off of your blood chemistry and your personal profile to give you the results that you've been looking for. And, obviously people are struggling with their weight and trying to figure out how are they going to manage their symptoms. Metabolic Balance is truly the answer, and it is changing lives every single day. And I am so glad, Loren, that we met, because I've already seen, you are amazing with this program, and you are feeling the difference already.
I am. Why do you guys hear an echo? Okay, I do. Okay, but first of all, first things first. See, a week ago, if I had waited, you guys know I eat my breakfast right here on the show, and it's still that way because 8 o'clock is my hour. Yeah, you have to finish your meal within an hour. So mine is sitting here waiting. And here it is. Today is yogurt and fruit, and it's all weighed out. And I started using clear. I ordered these clear containers because I realized the visual part has more weight than I realized. I'm not just looking down on it, but when I can see it in all directions, you know how you see something, you start eating before you even taste it? It's true. And so this is just a little hack. I had plastic ones, but this made the experience so much more fulfilling. And also when I do my food prep, I can see exactly what's in it stacked in. It's just beautiful in the refrigerator. All of it is an experience if you make it so and decide so on the front end. So I need to take my 2 bites of my protein first, which is a part of the program. So 1 and 2. I'm skipping the fruit. This is no ordinary yogurt. It is goat milk yogurt. It's very specific to me. Now, I want to say this. I know what you're thinking. My husband, Brian, was starting his program, which he's done before. So he had his own protocol and everything. We wanted to compare. So he's on one side of the refrigerator and I'm on the other side of the refrigerator. Okay. So I want to start by showing you this picture because I want you guys to see exactly how easy and manageable this program really is. And I was a little worried because I was like, I decided the same week I started pretty much. And I was like, did I bite off too much? Am I really ready? What am I going to miss out on? All these different things, because I did have a beautiful prime rib I planned on making, but that dinner got canceled, so it had to go in the freezer anyway. Everything aligned. So I want to say this. When I saw the blood work, here's where my life changed. And I've done this before. I told you guys in a different way. I did it with Herbalife because I was an Herbalife person. And I was a distributor, and I had to lead the way for my own people. But this time, when I looked at the blood work, I remember when it really hit me, Jane, when you said, oh, you can't have any beef yet? And you went to look why. Because you pulled my blood results up. And, everything looks great. Ooh, look at that number. I'm like, girl, stop it. Thank you. And then she got near the bottom, inflammation. And she said, and it was red. All the other numbers were green. It was the red one. And it was off the charts. And I'm constantly, you guys know, because I tried CBD things and this, all the other, rub topicals, blah, blah, blah. I tried the CBD gummies, blah, blah, blah. And still, I'll be typing and this finger will get stuck and all kinds of things. In the morning when I have my asthma, I have only used my inhaler once in the last week because I keep a log for that. So everything Jane has told me, she said your asthma and your joint pain, you'll see changes there, right? One day. Because when I looked at the blood work now, I say, it's like I can hear my body talking. They decided everything in my body chose every food that I've been eating for the last 6 days. And I went from 198.6 to 186.1 this morning. And it's just, and I wake up before my alarm and I'm like, what? I want every bit of mine, but I wake up, I'm clear. I lay there, my eyes are open. And I'm sitting there thinking, I said, what am I laying here for? Let me get it right. Just amazing. So I'm going to start eating now so you can get a word in because I'm really excited. So let's start here. So first of all, let me tell you, I said my husband has this thing on one side of the refrigerator, including the refrigerator door. Now, let me tell you why I thought this is important. Notes and to put the pages, this part that you guys send, this is everything came in the mail. And I'll let you explain how you came to sending me what you sent me, the bread, the crackers, why you did it the way you did it. The scale came with it. This catalog, it's so easy to follow. No questions are not answered. And well, pretty much. And then I said it's a 3-ring binder for a reason. I took the pages out that I need for this phase and I put them right in front of me. I used to encourage my clients, don't put your product and stuff away. The tablets I take at night, I had to put them on my nightstand because I know I'm going to look there when I get ready. Oh, it's before I go to bed and I'm not in bed. I can do it. You want to hedge your bets from the very beginning. So this is just one of the things. This falls in the same category, I believe, as me saying, okay, I think I want a clear container. What works for you so you can do your best? So Jane, talk about this. How important is it to do what you see here on the screen?
Well, it's absolutely important. And let me explain a little tiny bit. So what happens is, A client, I set up the blood work for the client. The client's blood work then comes straight back to me, and we're looking at over those 36 blood values. And just for helping people understand, when we were looking at the inflammation marker for you, it was because your CRP level was too high. So CRP stands for C-reactive protein. It is the level of inflammation in the body. So I send your information off to Germany. Germany then creates me your program. I put it in that little beautiful binder. I divide it into all the different sections. The program has basically 4 phases to it: a cleanse for 2 days, and then you are in the first 14 days of called strict. So this is where we don't have any exercise and we don't eat any oils. And we can have between a weight loss between 5 and 20 pounds in those first 16 days, which you already are getting close to.
I mean, 11.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it might even go beyond the 20 pounds when we get to your day 16. Wow. Then on day 16, we add oils, we add ground flax seeds, we add exercise, and we add 1 treat meal a week. So for clients who need to lose like 40, 50, 60 pounds, they're going to be on the plan for a little bit. They have this great opportunity every Saturday night. Knock yourself out, go eat and drink whatever you want, and then you're back on your program the next day. So we do continual check-ins. We have text messages support, email support. We set up the actual sessions for the Zoom call to go through everything. Now, what I did for you, Loren, was I sent you a box. And in that box was I took your customized, individualized plan, put it in that binder, so it was really easy. We then set up a Zoom call to go over everything, to explain to you how you're going to get started. Now, the one thing I know you didn't really like in that box was that little package called Pergodan. Now, why? Yes. So that was the cleansing sachet to make you go to the bathroom. So we need to do a little bit of a cleanse for 2 days. And you drink this beautiful powder, and you go to the bathroom, and day 1 and day 2, you can have either fruit or vegetables or potatoes or rice. And it's to empty out your bowel, to detoxify you, to desensitize you from sugar and salt. And we don't drink any coffee and tea on that day. So
right.
I know you love that part, right?
Because we both had colonoscopies last year, right? So we both had, and there was the thing was like, I'm not kidding, huge, the stuff we had to drink. And this was a little past that. Well, this is nothing compared to, and then it was like 3 hours after I had taken it, and you and I had even texted, you go, are you, and I was like, hadn't even started. Once I did, I was like, honey, are you okay? It was like an hour and a half later. I was like, I could have brought a novel. But anyway, I'm just going to tell you, even it's just amazing how from the very beginning, if you just do what's there and I didn't realize how much of our head gets in the way of this whole thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I love about all the finite details, because, and I learned a long time ago, Jane, in anything, not to cut corners. You know, to thine own self be true. Shakespeare said it best. So if I'm in the gym and I'm supposed to do 10 reps and I can only do 9.5, I don't say 10 on that half of one. I say 9, or I go back and start all the way over and do a complete one, because it needs to sit well with my soul, with me. I don't want to start lying to myself. Because here's why. I see myself differently than the rest of the world sees me, because I don't have a 360-degree view of myself. And so there's already distortion in between me and the reality of what I look like. Now, how did I get out of the way a little bit about this one? You guys hear me every time I show this picture. You hear me say this. I'm not trying to look 10 years later like this guy, although I probably will. I say that, but that's not my intention. What I want from this guy is how he felt at the time. I remember, Jane, talk about this. I've asked people, oh, go show me a picture when you felt your best. And they go to, oh, yeah, the one not skinny. I didn't say when you thought you looked your best. I said when you felt your best. Talk about that, if you could, for a minute. How come we put so much, as long as we think, even if we can hide what we don't think the world knows, that gets me at the gym too. The person who has nice, great big old arms, cuts off all the sleeves on his shirts, but he's got a stomach, looks like he's 8.5 months pregnant. Like, we don't see that. That's because we lie to ourselves. And then we see and we hear what we want to see and we want to hear. So Is that a real thing or am I making it up?
No, it's definitely a real thing. And some of the questions I ask my clients when we are contemplating doing this program is, number one, how much energy do you have from 1 to 10? Number two, how do you sleep from 1 to 10? Number three, do you have any pain in your body? What's your level of stress? Because I truly believe, I'm 66 years old and I still sleep like a baby, have energy 15 out of 10, can compete. I do 5 hot yoga classes a week of 90 minutes long. And I find that I have abundant energy, and I believe that it's our birthright for all of us to have that. But what gets in the way? We have a world where we have 5 new food groups: frozen, fast, fried, junk, and processed. We also are not very active. We're eating crap, carbonated, refined, addictive, and processed food. And we're not supposed to eat food that has to pass the chemistry lab on the way to our mouths. So what's happening is people are grabbing food, they're kind of unconsciously, because they're in a hurry, they're raising a family, but what they're not getting is they're not actually getting the live whole foods that's going to nourish your cells, because every single cell, organ, tissue in your body is looking for whole natural foods, looking for the vitamins, looking for those minerals, looking for those phytonutrients to operate properly. Think about it this for a second. I was using this analogy yesterday. If you had the finest Swiss watch, but you get some gunk in there, it's not going to work.
Right.
You have the finest body, but we get gunk in there too. So the gunk is like blocking our intestines, or we're eating things that are aggravating our asthma or aggravating our inflammation. When we remove the gunk, and that's why we do that 2-day cleanse, your body, like a Swiss watch, starts to operate. This is where you have unbelievable mental clarity instantaneously. You start to sleep better, you feel better, you go to the bathroom much easier, you actually feel like you've got a jump in your step. You feel like your body is supposed to feel. You are supposed to feel good for your whole life. And obviously there's going to be times where that's not going to happen, but it's our birthright to be healthy, to be at an optimal weight, because who wants to carry around extra weight? Because it just gets in the way.
In the way.
Yeah, and one of those markers for that inflammation actually is the size of your waist. So you basically have 4 types of fat in your body: brown fat, white fat, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat. So the fat that's right behind the belly button, that's called visceral fat. And that fat is the dangerous fat. That's the fat that we struggle with. So if you were to take a measuring tape and measure at the abdomen, if it's more than 35 inches for a female or 40 for a male, we are then getting too much visceral fat, which is putting us at a risk of developing something called metabolic syndrome, which you've probably heard of, which leads to heart disease, diabetes, cardiovascular problems, high blood pressure, etc. And it's that fat that people struggle so hard. I have clients that say to me, I go to the gym, 6 times a week, I work out, I eat really healthy. The minute I put them on the program, the weight just falls off them. Because why? It's the insulin levels are too high in the body. And that's one of the reasons why Loren started off his breakfast with the 2 bites of that yogurt. That's one of the rules, or we do have these in place. When you eat 2, and I encourage all your listeners today to try this, when you eat 2 bites of protein at the beginning of the meal, you shut down the release of insulin, you release a different hormone called glucagon. You're going to eat less over the day because you're going to feel more satiated. So having these 2 bites of protein definitely will start to affect the insulin. Another thing we also do is we encourage people to not eat for only 3 meals a day and wait for 5 to 7 hours between meals. Because if you're eating all the, when I went to university in 1980, they said eat 6 meals a day. We now know that science is that is not true anymore. If you eat more than 3 times a day, insulin levels will be always high. And when insulin levels are always high, you're going to get into fat storage as opposed to fat using up your fat.
Burning.
So 3 meals a day.
Okay, stop there because we're going to interweave, because I already know. Jane, it'll be, Jane, we probably need to get you a show so people can come and find you every day. Because I'm gonna tell you what's happening on my end. Seriously, and I did not expect this. I promise you guys. I'm getting real for a second. I joke a lot, but this is real. I'm looking over at the number of people watching live right now that are on the platforms that I can see that you're watching live, and it's 1,010 people. And I'm sitting here, and in my mind, I'm going, I wonder how many of them right now are saying, yeah, but it won't work for me. I'm thinking about, I wonder how many of those people could stand to lose. And I did the math from 198.6 to 186.1 is actually 12.5, 12 and a half pounds. And it hasn't even been a week till tomorrow, the cleansing. And I'm just going to say what I did with the cleanse, because you have some choices. You have all rice day, all fruit day, all vegetable day, all potato day. I did one day where I did 3 separate little meals. I mixed it up to see what that was like so I could tell people. And believe it or not, I thought one would weigh out better than the other. And I had the potato 3 times a day the second day. Neither one of them. The uncanny thing so far is no matter which meal, like that broccoli breakfast, the other one with the nuts on it, I was pissed. I'll be honest. That's when I really called you some ugly names, Jane. I apologize. I did it, though.
That's okay.
I really did. I was like, if I ever see that in person, wait a minute. But then I took my bites. And also what it's helping, it's educating me. Because with that, when I was like, wait, protein, there's no meat here. You see? So I was like, last night, I didn't have any meat on the plate. And it was the boiled egg, the this and the other. And I was like, well, which one do I take the 2? So I'm like, oh, I forgot. The egg is the protein. So, what it is doing, it's helping me at home while I'm in the strict phase. And when I get to the next phase and I start going out and this and other, all these things are going to be programmed. So when I used to laugh at people who would send messages back to the kitchen at a restaurant to tell the chef, I was like, oh Lord, one of those diva foodie. But no, it's not the case. I used to look at people in the grocery store holding their foods out, reading them. I was like, oh girl, please, you're faking. Because I used to fake, act like, didn't know what the hell I was looking at. I was just playing, right? But now I'm 62 years old and I'm trying to be the black male Betty White. I'm trying to make it all the way there. And so let me tell you, how is it, Jane, that when it looks like so little, is it possible that so many of us who are overweight, it isn't from overeating as much as it could be overfeeding? Because these portions are doing the trick. I don't get hungry in between. If I had not finished my breakfast before the show, a lot, because I eat a little bit before I come on the show and I finish here, I would have said to you, oh, be quiet, Jane, let me eat. I'm starving. I have not said in my mind or aloud since starting this program, oh, I'm starving. I haven't even said, oh, when is dinner? I'm hungry. It has not happened.
And the reason is because every single meal that was created for your body based off of your blood chemistry and your health history gives your body the perfect amount of protein, the perfect amount of fat, and the perfect amount of carbohydrate. So, people have a tendency to avoid the carbs and eat the low fat. When you eat low fat food, you are going to be hungry. But when you have a combination of protein, fats, and carbs that is designed specifically for your body, you will feel 100% satiated. And even once we add the workout to Loren later on, when you're working out a lot, you still are not going to be hungry because we're going to add some extra fat into that program for you as well. But that's the beauty of this program. You get exactly what your body is looking for. And funny enough, so many people say to me, I don't want to eat salt anymore and I don't want to eat sugar anymore. It just automatically happens because a lot of plants have really good healthy fats in there, like avocados. Once you start eating avocados, my goodness, who wants to eat ice cream cone when you can eat avocados? I mean, it just makes you feel so satiated and full, and your body's working. So just to give you a little example, I remember years ago walking out of a restaurant going, oh my God, I feel so full. I feel terrible. We are not supposed to feel like that after a meal. Right. You are supposed to feel energized, not fatigued. If you're fatigued, then you have to look at what did you just eat that's putting you to sleep. Right. Is it really live whole foods? Not to mention, we haven't talked about this yet, but Even Loren's water is calculated for his body,
Right.
the amount of water that he has to drink. And this is a big one for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't drink water. Once they start drinking that water, that's why we can have a good number of weight loss in the beginning, because the body's just detoxifying. So the water is critical too. Yeah.
Now, one of the things I really thought, I don't like that part so much, even more than the portions or something like this, was I love to go to the gym. And you guys know I used to say good morning from there. And when she said you can't go for the first 2 weeks, I was like, what? And it's just I know some people that'd be good news. Great. Let me just lay back. But even that was a shocker. So I want to stress this, no matter what you're doing, whatever your plan is, and this is the time of year where a lot of people are still true to their New Year's resolution to do whatever they're going to do differently to have a better quality of health. Now, most of those people, I hate to say it, it is a known fact. It's going to be about another week and a half, and over 90% of you will have ditched it, backslidden, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and now it's put off sometimes indefinitely. How many people do you know that say, oh, I'm just going to take a semester off from college and then go back? 40 years later, they still haven't gone back. So if you're in there, stay in there until you get the results. When you get the one thing I did the other day, Jane, I didn't even tell you this. I put on one of my favorite dress shirts that had the slim cut from back in, when I used to slip into that shirt, there was nothing I couldn't achieve. And so I put it on, and boy, it was all stretched, and it was just uncomfortable. But I did that so that 2 weeks from now, if the scale says nothing's happening, I can slip that shirt on and go, you're a liar, scale, because look at this baby, and wear it all day. So I want to talk about too the mindset, because what we did was we turned it into an adventure. The shopping, we chose a whole day that it was just the two of them. My husband does not like the grocery stores. I do all of that, but since he was starting, he needed to have his hands on picking stuff up and saying, I want this and all of that, because I have to do 2 different meals, right? He can have oil, I can't. So we cut the circulars out. We were, clipping coupons and plotting our course between Trader Joe's, then Whole Foods, then we're going here. And we did. And that was fun. And I'm going to show you, because I'm even meeting the lady who got my Pacific salmon. And I was shocked that everything was Atlantic. It took me a while to find what I needed. And she schooled me on it and da-da-da-da. And I caught it on sale, so I felt good about that. But then when I got home and we unpacked, and I just want to say, I looked at it all, and I was like, oh my God, this looks like a photo shoot for a cookbook. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Speaking of cookbook, and the pictures and things in here inspired me. Now it looks like I can make all of these, because I can, from those ingredients, right? And I always love to, every meal, I cut or chop something fresh for every meal. That's always been a rule of mine. It's got to have something. If I'm not cutting or chopping, I'm not eating, right? So here it was, went and buying, because I wanted to look at the fruit of the labor before the labor began. I wanted to appreciate the love and the care that it took every time I picked up one of those fruits or vegetables, the bags of beans, all of it. It was a conscious choice, and it was a choice that I was willing to stand behind, no matter what. So then it started converting from what's on the counter and what's in the fridge in what's in the cupboard, because there's some things like that, like I got some garbanzo beans, things like that. And it started turning into the meals. Now I'm just going to click through them really, really fast so Jane can jump back in. But I just wanted you to see. And then I started saying, for instance, the mango. You get a lot of it. You learn. If I need at this stage to see bigger portions, then I know asparagus gives me a lot. Whereas if I use cauliflower, it's heavy. I get one little sprig and now I'm pissed. No, I'm going to skip the cauliflower for now, or I'm going to challenge it one day because I've got this big portion of mango to look at or whatever. The cracker, I broke it in half because now it's not just look at that one cracker. No, my mind sees 2 pieces just like it sees my 2 portions of chicken breast. Okay, I got my George Foreman back out, dusted it off. Garnishing. I got the parsley. I chopped up a bunch. I put it in an airtight container, keep it in the fridge, and sprinkle it on top of anything that it'll go with because it makes me feel good. Okay. That was the one. Lord have mercy. Jesus loves me. This I know because I called Jane every name in the book. With this one, I was like, I know she don't think I'm just gonna eat it. I wanted to cheat. Well, I'm gonna throw 2 extra sunflower seeds on here. Screw it. But then I picked them back off because I'm weighing it. And the scale, you put one on and it moves. You're like, damn you. Damn you. You could have turned a blind eye, scale. But the scale is now becoming fastly a very dear friend of mine. So that was my hardest meal right there, mentally. But then I ate it, and I don't know. I still to this day can't figure out how that did what it did, but it did it. Okay. Again, this is when I started switching to the clear bowls and stuff. And even those are sardines in the middle. And I look at, there's my one little sprig of cauliflower. You see what I'm saying? But that's why I moved the sardines around. It was a whole can of sardines, and it still was less than what I could have had. I could have had more, right? But I didn't want to open a second can, blah, blah, blah. Okay, going through the lima beans. I could have got frozen. I didn't. I got the soaking kind because I wanted the experience. It reminded me of when my mom and my grandma used to soak beans overnight, explain why and clean them and pick them. And it's a process. Just like when people, those of you out there that come from rural areas, those families where grandmas and aunts were on the porch doing snap peas or shucking corn. And it's a great time to talk. Now, my husband and I talk while these things are going on. We're using the stereo, the vinyl, playing records more than just meeting in front of the television to eat. He doesn't stand and eat anymore. Just all these different things. So I'm just showing you, and I'm just going to get all the way through salmon, boom, boom, boom. The crack, I'm treating myself like company is coming, is what I'm getting at. And there was my mistake. That was another day. Lord Jesus, forgive me. Because when she got on me about the dried mango, it's concentrated. And I thought, she's just trying to take away all my fun. I hate her. You don't want me to have any fun. I slammed my door, teenager with rock star posters on the wall. That's what it was like. But then I went and I said, okay, I threw this out because Brian doesn't need it. So I threw it out so it wouldn't tempt me, and went and got 8 mangoes the next day, fresh ones. And I had to learn to get a couple that were ripe and the rest that weren't, and how to ripen them. I looked that up. So I'm learning all the way through. So now I'm just going to show the ugly part, and then I'm letting you in for the rest of the show, Jane.
Okay.
The before pictures, because I cannot believe before I was competing, I submitted it, but I didn't have to see their faces when they saw it. And I've never put this out to the world. You guys know I haven't. But you know what? It's just like if you're going to complain about something and call corporate on somebody or do a bad review. When somebody does something great, you should call corporate and tell them that too. And you should do a review that's good too. Don't just show up and open your mouth when you want to complain, right? So don't just show up when you look like this. I'm saying I'm going to show up today and be vulnerable and show you, because I want you to be able to see yourself. The after, you have to see the after before. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you have recently eaten, you might want to grab a bucket or something, because it ain't pretty. Okay, so 198.6, 6 days ago. Oh Lord. Oh my God. And I can't believe, because I'm talking about the guy with the arms and doesn't think the belly. I was like that with chest. I was like, but it backfired on me, because all my chest shirts, if they tighten the chest, they're going to tighten that stomach too. So I was wearing big ass t-shirts, and I did not cut a V-neck in it just to make it work. And some people do. So there it is. There's the front version. And there is the side version. And I'm saying, I'm looking at my face. I'm looking at my neck. I'm looking at the back of my neck, that poochy thing in between my head and my shoulder. I have never seen that until now. And I'm like, okay, that's got to go. That's got to go. And we're going to end up there again. So Jane, tell us how people get started, and the top 3 things that people say, oh, it sounds great and I'd love to, but I can't afford it. But I got a husband and 4 children. How am I supposed to do my meal, his meal? The kids need this. We don't eat the same things. all the pushbacks, all you. I'm going to let you have the entire screen. Take it away.
Oh, okay. So first of all, it's definitely an investment into yourself. There are so many diet programs out there, Ozempic, they all cost so much money. This program is a one-time investment. You will have your plan for the rest of your life. If you go on a cruise and you gain 5 pounds, you just jump back on your plan right after that. So it's an investment. It's not that expensive. And how people can get started is we set up a free 10-15 minute consultation to see if this is a good fit for you. Then what I do is I send you out a personal profile questionnaire. I set up your lab work through Quest Labs or Alta Labs all across the United States. And in Canada, we work with a different lab here. That lab work comes straight back to me. You fill out that personalized questionnaire. You do have to measure 3 parts of your body, which is the waist, which we talked about, the visceral fat, the hips, the inner thigh. And then you tell me if there's any foods that you don't like to eat, because no point making you have like broccoli if you don't like broccoli, or if you don't eat pork, or if you don't like to eat soy products. We remove all of those things. Once that is done, then you will get your plan. It'll be created. I will then send you out a box. That box will include a food scale, because that's how you have to weigh your food every day. The 2 types of bread, we use the rye bread and the rye Vita crackers. It's the only type of grain we have on the program. And why? Because they have a very high biological value, low glycemic index. So when you eat that type of bread, you're going to feel more satiated. It's also got really great fiber, so it stays in your system for a really long time. I send you out a cleansing product that's going to make you go to the bathroom for the first 2 days of the cleanse. A lot of people need something called a alkalizer. So I'll send them either basic tabs or Bosom tabs to make the body more alkaline. Also included is there's food scale. And in some cases, we also give them the vitamin D. So then once we get that package is all done, we set up the Zoom call, we get you ready to go. As far as families are concerned, I have a lot of people as a husband and wife, they do the program simultaneously. Now they do have to weigh their food separately, but they will choose, they'll look at their plans and go, I've got broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and chicken and fish. So they can eat the same foods at dinner time, because nobody really cares what you eat for breakfast or lunch. They do want to eat together at nighttime. Right. So they can take their plan and they can take off their foods. They both have the same types of foods. And actually, even, looking at your grocery pile there, Loren, people have a tendency to say to me, this is very expensive. In actual fact, it's not that expensive, because when you look at a bag of lentils or a bag of garbanzo beans, they might be $2.99, $3.99, but you get so many more meals out of it. And I'm not a junk food eater, but look at the price of some of these fast food restaurants. It's expensive to eat that way too.
Here's another thing, Jane, about that. Great point, by the way, because you remember I texted you. I was kind of like joking. You go, oh, it looks great. I said, yeah, $500 later. I kind of exaggerated because it was really just like 3 something. But here's the deal: in 1 week, because I keep track of all of that stuff. Anyway, because I'm the one who does all the shopping. I do all the cooking. My husband only shops in like clothing stores and furniture stores and stuff. He don't go in grocery stores at all. And so I thought it was a lot. But I've learned I have only gone to the store 1 time, as opposed to the week before on our regular diet, or what lack of. 3 times I went to the grocery store, and I went for 1 or 2 things and brought back 20 or 30, 10 or 15. See what I mean? Oh, I'll put this in the freezer. The da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, look at those pork chops. Whatever. You see what I'm saying? And so I was like, wow, I actually saved money. Mm-hmm. While,
and there's no waste. There's no waste.
I am getting so much better. I had to pull out. I'm using some Ziploc bags that I had that are like those little ones. I'll never use those. I accidentally bought them once. Leftover mango, because the weight, when I cut it, I prep it. It's already there now. I put it on top of the thing it's going to go with. It's by my yogurt. I'm just amazed at how quickly the inside of my refrigerator is now I look at the inside of my refrigerator like I look at the things in the bathroom. I know this is in that drawer. I know I reach over here to get that because I put it on. Or, you know what I'm saying? The things on my nightstand, the things that matter to on my desk. I had never treated my refrigerator like the other places where I need to work at my best and be the most efficient. Mm-hmm. That didn't even happen in my last transformation because I was single. With my husband being here, his side of the refrigerator, my side of the refrigerator, in the middle is the top shelf is everybody, because that's leftovers and things like that. Now, here's another thing. If you don't have the clear containers and you have other people in your house, here's something that I found is a really great hack, because I used to work with a lot of women who had families and they were single moms. And I worked with women, people who were on a budget. These were all women. I got hired by Michigan State to do this, to show them how to healthy cook with SNAP benefits, food stamps. And one of the things that helped is to put like a dry erase board or one of those little, cardboard things on there you get at the dollar store with a little pen, and you just wipe it off. When you put something in there, a leftover, put it on the list. That way people don't stand with it in front with the door open or it's behind something, and you can see, oh, this is in there. Find it. And then when you use it, wipe it off. You're much more, you start just feeling better, doing better, needing better, and dreaming better of a better everything. So, Jane, let's go to, this has been easy. The cleansing was easy. 2 is the strict conversion, which I am in now. Can you talk a little bit, any predictions when I go into phase 3, which is called?
That's called phase 3. So let's go back a little bit. So you do the cleansing program for the first 2 days. Right. And then the next 14 days you're in strict. So that means no oil and no exercise. Now, depending on how much weight a person has to lose, if they reach their goal in the first 16 days, then we'll put them into phase 3. But what we're going to do with you...
What is that? What is phase 3? What's the word that goes with it, or term?
Goal weight. You've reached your goal weight, okay? So the average weight loss for the first 16 days is between 5 and 20 pounds, okay? If a person does not reach their goal weight, we will, on day 16, add several things. Number 1, we're going to add 1 treat meal a week. So again, you can eat and drink whatever you want. I know. We'll talk about that. We'll add as much exercise as you want. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of oil a day to your program.
Wait a minute. Are you saying I can go back to my regular workout schedule?
100%. And more if you want to on day 16. So, but we want your body at rest right now because your body is trying to detoxify. And if you're exercising on top of it, it's going to make weight loss very challenging. So some people still do it, but they don't lose as much weight. So that's why you don't exercise. And I know it's really, really hard for people, but we really encourage you to not do that. So we'll add we're going to add some ground flax seeds. We're going to add oils. We're going to add your treat meal. We're going to add the exercise. We'll add a little bit of lemon juice to your food. And then you're going to continue with the program. And then when you get to your goal weight, then we'll put you into phase 3. Phase 3 now will give you an extended food list. We'll also increase the amount of foods you're having. So now you don't have to worry about necessarily somebody calling you up and saying, hey, we're going out for dinner tonight. Hey, we're going to go meet here for a snack. You'll be able to do that because number 1, you're going to be automatically, you will begin, it's so bizarre, but you start to choose better foods for yourself. I was away last week at an all-inclusive, and here's my thing to my husband: where's the avocado? Where's the mango? Where's the papaya? None of that food tempts me anymore. Now it's good, and we'll all have a little tiny bit of it, but your food, your palate changes. You actually taste food so much differently. One of the things that we have in this program is an apple every day, and we do that because it lowers uric acid, helps with your it's just one of those amazing fruits. But the taste of an apple, the taste of these fruits, when you haven't been eating these for a long time, this is what makes you feel so satisfied because your sensations of your taste are all being met. So you feel so much better. And then we add extra food in phase 3, we add extra amounts in phase 3. And then when I get you to your goal, Loren, you're still probably going to want to eat that yogurt and fruit in the morning. you're probably going to still want to eat a very metabolic balance friendly breakfast, lunch, and then you can eat what you want for dinner. But we do encourage you to follow, because there are 8 rules that people have to, and I'll really quickly. So it's 3 meals a day, the 5-hour break between meals. It's starting the meal with 2 bites of protein, only 1 protein at a time. Now, what does that mean? It means if you're having chicken, don't put nuts or cheese on your salad, because if you do that, your body becomes over acid. So you don't want to mix your proteins at any meal. We also don't want you having chicken for lunch and chicken for dinner.
Right.
We want you to eat no food after 9 p.m. in the evening, drink lots of water, and you have to have this 1 apple a day. Now, that apple is not like a Fiji apple, a Honeycrisp apple. This is a like a tart, like a
Granny Smith,
Macintosh, Royal Gala. Those are the rules. So you'll find that in all my clients, honest to God, the other side effect, we haven't talked about this, is people's faces look 10 years younger when they've done this program, because it gets rid of that inflammation and the water. So you're going to owe me for that. You're going to owe me.
Did you say 10 years younger?
Yes. I have tons of pictures of people's faces like change so much. It's
like that.
Yeah, like that.
Oh my God, wrinkles be gone. Okay.
I have a real quick story. I have a client who came to me because he felt crappy. He said, I don't need to lose weight. I just want to feel good. I got aches and pains and migraines and I can't sleep, blah, blah, blah. He was on the plan for 16 days. He gets a new car every year where he goes to the car dealer and he leases a new car. Mm-hmm. On day 16, he went to the car dealer, went up to his salesman and said, hey, and the guy said, and who are you? He didn't even and the guy's been going there for like 25 years. He changed so much. And I noticed it as soon as he walked in the door. It's like, you look fantastic. That's because awesome. When you reduce the inflammation, your body, your face, your skin, it just shines. Your eyes sparkle. It's incredible.
Listen, I am not kidding you. The biggest change for me was that when my feet hit the floor, because I'm telling you, they're like frozen and they pop, 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 pop. And now it's just like down, boom, go, off, oh. And I just am so, so pleased with everything, the way I feel about it. And even like when we started and my husband had one, at first I thought, look at all that food he gets on his. I was resentful. I'd be glaring over there across at his, right? And he'd say, what, honey? I'd be like, nothing. And go back, right. But now I don't even pay attention. I'm like, he finished his last night before I did. And I remember going at the beginning, what's up with that? Finish, don't last more than an hour. Who sits in front of their food for an hour? Right? I mean, at a restaurant, that's hard doing. I'm having drinks with people. I will sit there and enjoy it. And I've tested if I eat during TV, is it different than when I just sit at the dining room table and I put music on, I'm listening to an audiobook or silence? And I've tried all of them. And no matter what it is, it's not about what I'm doing in the experience. It's that I am grateful and I am cherishing and I am present within the experience. That, to me, is priceless. Let me just say this as we prepare to get out of here. Jane, we're going to get you back because at the end, when I get to put the before picture up next to the but I am picture, or pictures, which will happen. We want you back for that. And so just let people know we have about a minute left. Downstairs, scrolling along the bottom right now, is janehealthcoach.com. That's one of the places that you can find Jane. And also, if you want to send her an email to her website, jane@janehealthcoach.com. That's about covers it, right, Jane?
Yep.
What would your final Jerry Springer thought be to people that might be on the fence for whatever the reason could be? You go ahead and then I'm giving my thought.
Well, if you sit on the fence too long, you're gonna get splinters on your butt.
There you go. So get off the fence. And I want to say this. Thank you, Jane. I want to say this to you guys. Seriously. I don't care what age you are. One thing that ties us together and is a truth for every person that can hear and understand my voice right now. Right now, you are younger than you will ever be again. In this very moment, you are younger than you will ever be again. You are manifesting for the version of you a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 5 decades from now. Be good to that person so you can grow into that person. Listen, I'm Dr. Loren. I want to say thank you so much. I wouldn't do this without you. If they paid me, well, yes, I would. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you. I tell you that every day. Now get out, find a higher piece of yourself. 1E, 1R. Take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and my personal favorite, kind to kinder. So get out of here. Go out and make a difference in the world. Remember that Dr. Loren loves you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Then
Thank
came
you.
Jane. Wow. You guys get over, check her out. We're going to drop the links to all of her roads inside the comment section immediately now at the end of the broadcast. Have the best day ever, Jane. Great job. Thank your husband for his help this morning.
Thank you. Okay.
Of course.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
See ya Monday.
Show me your soul.